No job, no money, have to go potty. Did your son choke you and try to drown you? No problem. Come on down to Babysit Bonds where we pamper you just like mommy. We promise to bail you out, even when you fail to appear. Here at Babysit Bonds, we know you are a big man baby. That gives the judge a pouty face that is scared of your son. Just give Judge Webster your scout's honor, and we will make sure you bond out. Because in 2023, it's cool to be a toddler with a rat stash or a 52-year-old crybaby.
State of Kansas versus Larry Eugene Capps. Jill Gillette, County Attorney for the state. Mr. Capps appears in person and pro se. Mr. Capps, this is your legal first appearance on a number of charges. Count one is driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. The state's alleging that on or about May 28, 2023 in Greenwood County, Kansas, you did unlawfully and knowingly operate or attempt to operate a vehicle while under the influence of any combination of alcohol or drugs to a degree that renders you incapable of safely driving a vehicle. This is driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. If you have no prior conviction for this, that means your fines have to be at least $750 up to $1,000, and your jail sentence could be up to 6 months. In count two, you're accused of, on that date of May 28, 2023 in Greenwood County, committing the crime of domestic battery, which in this case is alleged to have been unlawfully and knowingly causing physical contact with a person known as Chase Capps, with whom you were involved in a dating or household member relationship, and that this was done in a rude, insulting, or angry manner. As a Class B non-person misdemeanor, there is a mandatory must serve 48 hours up to 6 months, mandatory fine of $200 up to $1,000, although the judge can waive those minimums if the defendant is ordered to complete a certified domestic violence offender assessment and successfully comply with that. In count three, you're charged with unlawful possession of the controlled substance marijuana and/or its active ingredient THC. As a Class B non-person misdemeanor under Kansas law, you can serve up to 6 months and pay $1,000 fine in this case. In count four, you're charged with unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. That is 2 smoking devices possessed with the intent to store, contain, conceal, inject, ingest, inhale, or otherwise introduce a controlled substance into the human body. A Class B non-person misdemeanor with penalties of up to 6 months in jail and $1,000 fine. In count five, you're accused of not wearing your seatbelt on that day and time. This is while operating a motor vehicle. This is a traffic infraction with a $30 fine, no jail time. Do you have any questions, sir, about the charges or their possible penalties?
No.
Okay. You do have the right to an attorney. You can hire any attorney or apply for court appointed. Which would you like to do?
I'm gonna need a court-appointed attorney, ma'am.
Are you employed?
Yes,
Where do you work?
I work for Expert Auto. And if I could just say something, if I'm allowed.
Go ahead.
This happened because me and my son went to the refugee here to fish. We were going fishing. We got out there, we had a few drinks. We'd plan on staying all night out there, not driving home or anything. And all of a sudden we get into a conversation about his girlfriend who has left him, and he grabs me by the neck and he takes me and he tries drowning me in the river. And I still got the marks. The officer saw the marks and I still have them. And I'm a 52-year-old man. I'm not violent. I don't, He tried drowning me out there in the refugee. So yes, I got in the truck and I ran. I tried to get away from him as fast as I could. He was trying to kill me. And there was no one else out there. There was
All
no one
right.
to help.
Okay, well, that very well could be a defense, and you'll want to talk to your attorney about that. So you said you work at Expert Auto. How much per month do you make there?
I'm making 800 a week, so 3,200.
Okay, and do you pay
But
rent or mortgage?
yes, but I'm
How
probably
much?
not gonna have that job now because
How much do you get in mortgage or pay in mortgage or rent?
I pay 500 a month.
Okay, and are you married or single?
I'm single.
And this son, is he an adult?
I'm sorry.
Is your son an adult?
Yes, he is.
Do you support any minor children?
No.
I'm going to appoint attorney Shannon Cooper. And the deputy can give you her name and number, and you call her before your next hearing. Missy, when is his next hearing?
What was that other misdemeanor date? We put something on, was it July 18th at 3:30? I
July
think.
19th was the date you used.
July 19th would be a Wednesday.
So you want what date?
July 18th.
At 3:30? All right, Mr. Capps, you'll need to be back July 18th at 3:30 by Zoom with your attorney. And what town do you live in, sir?
I live in Wichita, Your Honor.
Where does your boy live?
He lives in Wichita as well. But
Different residence?
yes, I'm not sure his residence right now.
All right.
He's wanted by law and he is gonna be in some serious trouble once I get out and talk to his probation officer, because I am going to show them what he did to me.
So you told the officers this and they didn't take him into custody?
Yes, they saw it. They saw it.
But I'm saying you told him that he's wanted and they didn't take him into custody?
No, because they thought I was drinking and I'm sure they thought I was lying, but I'm not. And you know,
All right, well,
whoever would do this to their 52-year-old dad.
I'm going to set your bond at $2,500 with the condition that you have no contact with your son whatsoever, not directly, not indirectly.
Okay.
All right, is there anything further we need to bring up, Ms. Gillette?
I can't think of anything else, Judge.
And I'm going to order that you go to get to work and stay at work. Keep your.
Okay.
keep your
Yes,
work.
ma'am.
All right,
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, that is a cash surety bond, right?
that is,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Right, you may go, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Missy, does that conclude the 1:30 docket?
Yes, it does.
Judge,
So we
you
need,
said 2,500 cash surety?
Sir, you are here on permitting an unauthorized person to drive. In that charge, the state is alleging. Oh, I'm sorry, you've already had first appearance. You failed to appear, it looks like.
He's failed to appear twice at 2 different first appearances. On the second one was
Okay. Yes, actually, this is your third time that you're supposed to be here for first appearance. As Ms. Gillette said, you failed to appear on the 2 priors. So as far as reading of rights and charges, that does need to be done.
Can I talk?
Not yet, please. Okay, it looks like Trooper Gary Bowles issued a ticket to you on September 25th of 2022 at about 8:29 in the evening alleging that you were traveling on US Highway 400 West, mile marker 333 in a 2006 Dodge. And that the person you were allowing to drive was not authorized to drive, and that is in violation of Kansas statutes annotated 8-264. Which is a misdemeanor. Typically, the fines are up to $500 and the sentence is up to 30 days in a misdemeanor. And it looks like this is no exception to that typical situation. The statute that you're charged under, 8-264, specifically says, quote, no person shall authorize or knowingly permit a motor vehicle owned by him or her under such person's control to be driven upon any highway by any person who is not licensed under the provisions of this act. So do you have any questions, sir, about the charge or the possible penalties for it?
Yes, he was not in my vehicle. The vehicle was not registered in my name. It was registered in my mother's.
Okay, what you're wanting to go into is a possible defense.
No,
And-
I'm trying to tell my story. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Okay, well, this is not the hearing to tell your story. This is the first appearance to make sure you know what you're charged with, what the possible penalties are. Next, to see if you want an attorney. You do have the right to, well, let me see. Yeah, you have the right to an attorney because there is possible jail time involved. We don't usually see that in this case, but it could be if you want an attorney. You want to hire an attorney or apply for court appointed?
I would need a court-appointed attorney.
Are you employed?
No,
How old are you?
I'm 21. I just lost my job. It was in El Dorado. When the gas prices went up, I could not longer afford gas to get out there. So I told him that I had to be let go, and I've been looking for a new one, which I just started. I didn't just start one. It was supposed to be this weekend. I'm trying to start my own company as Patter's Remodeling, and I had my first job lined up, but it kind of has to be pushed back now since I ended up in here for 5 days.
Okay. Do you want an attorney? Do you want to apply for one? You said you thought you wanted to apply and you don't have a job.
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to appoint attorney Shannon Cooper to represent you, and the jail can give you her number. Be sure and call her and be ready to go at your next court date. And when will that be, Missy?
July 7th at 10.
How old's your girlfriend?
She's 20.
And does your mom or your girlfriend work?
My mother does, yes.
And she supports you and the girlfriend?
Yes. Just on groceries though, because she doesn't make that much money, and it's because she works at a nursing home. All her money goes to bills, and that's completely it, and her car payment.
So you don't have a job, but you live with your mom.
Correct, because I recently lost my
Scheduled
apartment.
pending. Okay. Recommendations for bond, Ms. Gillette?
Judge, he's failed to appear on $1,000 cash surety bond. He failed to appear on his prior one. We had set his bond at 2,000 cash surety because he kept failing to appear. There's been a forfeiture hearing for which he didn't appear as well. So judgment was granted against him. And so actually him and his bondsman owe the prior bond. So
And that's the $1,000 one?
I believe so, Your Honor. So there's the $1,000 forfeited bond as well that the bondsman needs to pay. So I would ask that the 2,000 cash surety bond remain, just because there needs to be a bondsman to get him here, and his last one couldn't get him here. So, you know, taking care of the situation is important.
Okay, so can I take a quick? My bondsman, if she was supposed to be here today, but if not, she said she's gonna talk to you after the court hearing. She went on vacation when she bonded me out, and her assistant sent me the wrong date and didn't send me a Zoom link. And she said she would talk to you about that for me.
Well,
That's,
sir, your bondsman is not your babysitter necessarily.
yes, that is,
It could be if they wanted to be, but it's your responsibility, sir, to
I know.
read your bond when you sign it. And it's your responsibility to
Mhm.
come back to court on the day that you promise on your written bond that you will.
okay.
So now, typically, a bond for this charge doesn't get very high. Sometimes they don't even need bonds, but in your case, you failed to be here twice.
If I have to, instead of Zoom, I will appear in person.
I just need you to appear.
I'm gonna appear. This has been a crazy weekend. It's an experience I never want to enjoy it again.
Now, what I'm gonna do is your bond is set at $2,000 cash or surety. Rather than giving that 2,000, and normally I'm aware that a lot of times bondsmen charge 10%. But there is a statute in Kansas, KSA 222802, subsection 5, that says when the appearance bond has been set at 2,500 or less, and the most serious charge against the person is a misdemeanor, etc., the magistrate may allow the person to deposit cash with the clerk in the amount of 10% of the bonds. Now, you have to meet some requirements: Kansas resident, criminal history score within a certain range. Oh, you don't fall under that though, because it says you have to have no prior histories of failure to appear. And you've got to. Well darn. I was gonna let you put the 200 cash with the clerk so you could use that or get it back later on, but with your 2 failures to appear, I'm gonna have to just make it a cash or surety bond. So that is what I'm gonna do. Yes.
Does that mean I pay 10% with the bondsman?
That's what, between you and whatever bondsman, you can work it out.
Okay,
But whoever posts that bond will lose $2,000 if you don't come back to court.
okay. I promise you, I will be here. That's my promise. I give you my word. I will be here on,
Good.
what's the date?
And that date is July 7th at 10 a.m., right?
Right.
In person or on Zoom?
You can be here by Zoom as long as you're here.
Okay, how would I go about getting the Zoom numbers, date, what I need?
Make sure you get your contact information to my assistant. You should have put it on your bond. Did you put it on your bond?
Me?
Yeah.
When you bonded out, you should have had to wrote your information with an email address.
Yes, I did.
Okay. As long as we have your current email, we can send it to you. Yeah. Common sense, if your hearing is approaching and nobody's giving you the Zoom codes, call the office of the court and get the Zoom codes.
Alrighty,
Okay. Anything else?
that'll be it.
All right. Ms. Gillette, anything further?
Can't think of anything else, Judge.
Missy, put in the docket notes in quotation marks, I give you my word, I will appear. So I'll remember that. All right, you may go, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So come on down to babysit bonds. We will get you out, even though Judge Webster and Jill still think you wet the bed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Time Served by Bye for now.